Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for Rebel. Okay, y'all. This episode was good. I feel like each episode it kind of gets better and better. And I'm loving like the Shelby Wu-Tang Clan like angle. If y'all don't remember Shelby Wu from like what was it? Snick back in the day, she was like a little detective and she would do all of these like, undercover things and real spy shit. And I love that type of thing. So, every episode Rebel gives us a little bit of that where she goes undercover. And this episode, her and Gina were getting all of this spy gear and shit. So I was getting all excited. The episode starts off with Lieutenant Chuck, okay, who is going in front of, I'm guessing the district attorney. It's a hearing to decide whether they're going to put the police department under civilian control, okay? And the district attorney, that's what I'm thinking she is that lady from Devious Maids. So I'm probably going to be calling her Devious Maids attorney. I love that lady on Devious Maids. She's such a bitch, but I loved her character. It was hilarious. She tells them that she has the power to demote and fire people, okay, while they're under investigation. And since they're having technical problems, maybe she needs to fire people that's at the IT department since we can't find these dash cam and body cam videos. I'm going to need for Chuck to go ahead and get them up, okay? Everybody is looking for the dash cam and the body cam videos, okay? Meanwhile, Daddy and Rebecca, because, when we were Dad, we might be Rebecca, but now, whatever. So they talking to their lawyer, the woman that's in charge of their lawsuit against the city. And she brings them this new information about the body cams never being turned on. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Nobody turned their body cam on. I don't believe that for a second. Okay? And then saying that the dash cam video is mixed up in some issues they having with the IT department, but they supposedly fixed that issue. This is looking good. She feels like she can beat them over the head with this shit. And maybe we can, get some, resolve going on up in here. All Rebel is worrying about is justice, okay? I want them damn tapes. Fuck the settlement money. I want the tapes. Daddy says that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and talk to Chuck. And Rebecca like, that ain't going to do shit, Daddy. I tried that already. And he like, you know what? Let him look in the dead boy's daddy's eyes and tell him no, okay? Let him get me up in here. So he goes over there and talks to him and he kind of tells him no, okay? He says that I'm going to stand right fucking here until somebody go and get me them videos, okay? That's where I'm going to be at. He tells him that he can't stay there. And then the captain, the fat captain that's obviously in on the cover up, okay, but not telling Chuck everything because he knows that Chuck is trying to be a good cop. He keeps telling them, the brass needs to know that you're going to defend us, okay? We defend each other by any means necessary. And I'm just like, there again with that fucked up mentality. Daddy goes outside waiting on the videos since he can't wait inside, and he starts to drink, okay? Rebel sees him out there and goes and gets him, and trying to make him go home. Daddy, you drunk. I told you need to stop drinking. It messes with your head. Why are you out here doing all of this? Once you go home, all of that. He tells her he not going no goddamn way, okay? So she sneaks the little bottle of alcohol out his pocket and leaves him out there to go ahead and do what he want to do, all right? Because she got other shit she got to handle, okay? Rebel was visiting Mac's mom, who also has like Alzheimer's, okay? And Mac asked her for a favor. He said he would pay double her rates if she would find out what was going on with this orderly that he hired to take care of his mom, okay? He saw him wearing his daddy's watch and he felt some type of way about that. Even though his mom probably gave it to him, he does not want anybody taking advantage of his mom. So he wants Rebel to investigate, especially since he found out that he had something in his jacket, but it was sealed. So that seems a little fishy to him as a police officer. So Rebel says that she'll take it. It's not for him, though. It's for the mama because she really, really has love for his mom. His mom is the reason that Malik got into the conservatory in the first place to play music. I don't know why she keeps calling Rebecca his wife. Like she keeps saying that that's her daughter-in-law. And I'm like, they only slept together twice. Why would you think that was your daughter-in-law unless either he was with another black girl or Jimmy's wife is black? So Gina is opening up some new spy equipment, okay? And Rebel shows her this first check that they got from Mac. So this is their first check as a PI investigation business, okay? They making moves, okay? Gina is all here for it until she reads the check and sees that it's Mac. So she like, oh, so what, you believe in him now? You believe in his story about the anxiety attacks? I thought we didn't believe him. And she was like, I don't know. She was like, I kind of do believe him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm still kind of doing this for his mom and it's a paycheck, okay? So we really gonna argue about this right now? Whatever. Shit still isn't connecting So she looks into Von Bryant's, that's porn stash, and April's jackets, okay? Not the ones that they can get publicly, but the ones that the police department has that once, would take weeks to get. But it's called like their black book or their black log or some shit like that, where they have all the complaints that really don't go through, but just their every day-to-day type, complaints and accommodations and shit like that. So she has Gina go and get the files. Now, it's kind of difficult because it's supposed to be a couple of days. But because they're under investigation, Gina, puts on her actorial skills. Yeah, I'm making up words, motherfuckers. I'm making up words, okay? And she, gets the information saying that, she's with the district attorney and that her boss can fire and demote people. So if you don't want to end up in the basement, won't you give me them files? Won't you run me them files? Okay? So she gets the file. Okay. What happened? Okay. So Rebel gets a text message from Mac that her daddy is drunk and belligerent, screaming and howling outside the police station. So obviously he has gotten drunker since she left him. So she goes back to get him, and Mac is there, and she starts to talk to Mac about what she found out about the orderly. His name is Paulo, and he does have a situation where a client gave him $100,000 when she died because he took so good care of her or whatever. So now this makes Mac even more worried. Like, you're gonna try to get some money out of my mom or some shit like that. He wants to confront Paulo, but Rebel says, won't you chill the fuck out and let me do what I gotta do first, and then you can handle it from there. You don't just hire me and get to push me aside when you find out one little bit of information. Let me do the rest of my work, okay? Meanwhile, Daddy over there getting into it with Porn Stash and Jimmy, okay? Now, at first, Rebel and Mac are breaking them up, but Porn Stash makes a comment about your son is dead because he was reaching for a gun. We all know that's not true. So Rebel turns around and is like, I'll knock your ass out myself. Mac is pushing Jimmy and Porn Stash back, and Jimmy is like, what are you doing? He was like, come on, man. It's fucking daddy, man. His son is dead. Come on, bro. Like, once y'all calm the fuck down, y'all supposed to be the police officer. Show some fucking restraint, nigga. What, you was gonna beat up the old drunk man whose son y'all killed? Yeah, that's gonna look good. That's gonna look real good on the news tomorrow. Rebel and her daddy leave, and Max successfully pushes their asses back into the police station. Charles has a talk with the current chief about the tapes, and he says that April didn't turn her body cam on, okay? Now, ain't nobody believing this shit, okay? Nobody really believes that. Chuck thinks that this lack of transparency is gonna look terrible to the public, okay? Now, the captain talking about, I'm about to retire in a couple of years. I could give a fuck about how the plane go down or whatever. And he was like, with all due respect, the rest of us are still gonna be here and want this police department to be ran by somebody who knows how to police, not a fucking civilian. So why don't you holler at me when them dash cam and body cam tapes come in? Why don't you do me that, okay? But he can't just walk off with the last word, because Captain gotta let him know, look, you better be here to represent for your, for these fellow officers around here, okay? Because if not, your ass ain't gonna be nothing, okay? You ain't gonna be shit but lieutenant, all right? And you might not even be that after they done with you if you make the wrong decisions. And it was just another fucking threat for him not to do the right thing. Rebel goes undercover at the old folks' home and talks to the orderly, who says that he turns the watch in after every shift, okay? He just wears it to make Mac's mom feel comfortable. Rebel talks to a secretary about Paulo's reputation, and that's when she finds out about the $100,000 and a daughter wanting to sue. Going through April and Porn Stash black books, Rebel and Gina basically put together that Porn Stash had a complaint against him for excessive force. Even though April is his partner, it wasn't attached to her jacket. So, that makes you look at it twice. Like, if she's involved, why isn't she also receiving the excessive force complaint, right? Well, when they look at it, they find out that the person that filed the complaint was somebody named Diego Perez. Okay, now who the fuck is Diego Perez? I don't know why, but Rebel kind of thinks that Diego Perez might be Texas, who she and Hector have supposedly been looking for. Gina looks him up on social media and gets a picture of him, with the Texas, Houston on his chest, and he lives in Oakland. So obviously that must be him. So we put two and two together, and yeah, Diego, who somehow had a complaint and dropped that complaint against Porn Stash, ended up seeing Malik the night of the party, had cocaine in his system, and the same cops that you had a complaint against shot and killed him after he came from your party. Something something ain't fucking making sense. It's starting to look like this was a bigger conspiracy, and I don't know why. Like, it's starting to look like this wasn't just some, okay, we gonna, we pop up at something and overzealously shoot somebody because we don't give a fuck about them because they black. Okay, it don't seem like that. It seemed like these particular people showed up for a reason to kill that boy, and I don't know why, but it's coming off like it's some real shit going on that's not just on the surface. So Rebel goes undercover as a crackhead this episode, okay, and she kind of botches Hector's little undercover sting he got going on. Jimmy in the van over there listening, and she grabs a hold of his mic so they can't hear and says, now why the fuck you ain't tell me that Texas is Diego Perez? Yeah, I got his name without any help from you. Now why you lying to me, telling me that they ain't having no fucking parties? I know he throwing parties. You must think I'm stupid. If you don't let me know about the next party, I'm gonna for sure fuck up all of this out here, okay, and fuck up your career. So keep playing with me, okay? Next time I won't be holding the mic. All right, she walked off, and they had another, police officer dressed up coming to, basically try to run an interference to whatever she was doing, but she was already done and said, y'all, he all right, okay? I'm a believable crackhead. Get the fuck on. He all right. But because she didn't trust Hector's ass, she put a GPS under his car because she knew he probably wasn't going to call her and let her know the next time he was working one of them parties. When Rebel gets back to the house, Gina is in there pulling out more equipment, and it just so happens to be some stun guns. Gina is trying to be taken more seriously as a detective, and Rebel is just like, bitch, you cannot just go about this like it's any old thing. You need training in this, okay? And the only thing you have training in is that computer. So won't you do me a favor and track this GPS while I go handle some business? Thank you. All right. So Daddy and Chuck go and have a drink, and Chuck tries to convince Daddy that him going against the police department is not going to turn out good for him. They're probably going to rule that the shooting was justified, and he'll probably only get a little bit of money because his son was an aspiring rapper who had cocaine in his system and a gun on him when he got shot. It's not like he was the son of a doctor or some shit. And Daddy is like, what the fuck? Are you really trying to demean my son's life like that, man? Fuck you. I know you're just trying to psych me out so I won't go up hard against your motherfucking police department, but guess what, nigga? I'm gonna pay for your drink, and I'm gonna still sue your fucking ass. Y'all ain't gonna ever stop me from talking about my son. I was like, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because how dare you come up to that man and try to spin that shit to him like that? Whether it's real or not, don't tell nobody no shit like that. What's wrong with you? Like, just fucked up, okay? Daddy is like, man, holla at me about them tapes when you get them. That's all I want to fucking know, all right? And then Daddy goes and takes pictures of Malik and posts them all outside the police department. Like, I will be here. Y'all gonna remember my son's name. Please believe me. Please believe me, okay? Rebel puts a little mic and a cute little pin on Mac's mom so that she can find out what's really going on with her and Paolo. So she puts it on, and Paolo pushes the lady into a room, and the lady says, oh, candles and music is so romantic. And, she starts to hear the lady giggle, and then she like, oh, man, fuck that. So she run in the room, and the lady all hugged up with some old man named Edward. Apparently, Polo hooks the ladies up with other, men that live in their own, that live in their retirement homes because they get lonely. Chuck looks at the dash cam videos, and none of them prove anything. They're either from behind a police officer or at a vantage point that they can't see. But he's like, hold up, keep watching. And he sees that the captain who said he didn't talk to April on the night of the murder actually did talk to her because it's on fucking camera that he's having this heated conversation with her. And Chuck is like, so you had a conversation with her and you didn't ask her about her body cam being on? Like, what type of shit is that? That is completely ridiculous. Anytime you're on a scene and an officer discharges their weapon, the first thing you're gonna ask them is if they had their body cams on. Okay, so this makes Chuck think that that motherfucker is lying. So Rebel tells Mac what happened with his mom, with Edward. And once again, he's just so surprised that somebody in his family could be fucking somebody other than their husband, even though his dad, I believe, is dead. And he says his mom is a devout Catholic, so he can't believe this is happening. But it's like, that fucking old lady probably lonely. Like, the hell? Get over it, Mac. You out here fucking everybody, having issues and shit. Why can't everybody else in your family be human as well? Give me a break. So Gina follows Hector to the club and calls Rebel and tells her. And Rebel is pissed off because she feels like, once again, Gina is overstepping her boundaries and could possibly get herself hurt. You are not equipped to deal with anything if Hector were to make you and confront you. And she's like, I would have handled it. And then Rebel starts going down the list of all the things that she said she wanted to do and then never finished. So Gina is like, man, you know, you an ungrateful bitch sometimes. And she was like, yeah, all that. Take your ass home. And Rebel goes into the club, right? She go into the club, and the first motherfucker she see is Dreadhead sitting over there, okay, looking all cushy and shit. So she like, Brian really fucking with me, huh? Lying to me in my face. I see you sitting here, his main man sitting in here with a gun on you. And he like, I ain't got no gun on me. This ain't that type of party. And she like, nigga, please. So then somebody comes and gets her and brings her to so-called Diego, aka Texas. Okay, and she asked him straight up, bro, I'm a sister trying to find out what happened to her fucking brother, bro. And I heard that my brother was with you that night. I heard that y'all do cocaine together, and then I found out your real name and that you had a complaint against these two police officers, the same two police officers who you dropped the complaint against, who were involved in my brother's murder. And you mean to tell me all of this is a coincidence? Bro, tell me what the fuck happened to my brother. And he says, man, look, the only thing that happened to your brother is what happened to a whole bunch of other brown and black men across the country, the police. And she didn't get no information out of him. So she's walking off, and all of a sudden she starts to feel woozy and she passes out. Well, she wakes up at home on her bed, her gun over there on the counter, and she goes to the bathroom and sees that they've written back off on her chest. And it's like, why y'all did that? Now, y'all don't know. I guess y'all don't know. I already know somebody gonna get their ass whooped because of that shit. That is not gonna go off, you know, easily. She's not gonna let that go. So whoever did that and thought they was gonna get away with it, you fucking tripping. You fucking tripping. And I have a feeling it was Dreadhead because he the one that handed her the whiskey. Captain decides after Charles and the department have gotten cleared and the DA, you know, Miss Devoted Maid's attorney, she basically flirts with Charles and says the department is very lucky to have him, and she is satisfied with them not having body cams and, you know, just a few little videos from the dash cam that prove nothing. And so she's ready to let this shit go. So after that, Captain gives Charles this little USB and he watches it. And on it is April's body cam. So I guess somebody did turn their fucking body cam on. And Captain is like, look, you make the hard decision since you think you know best. So he looks at it and it shows that they started shooting Malik as soon as they walked up, and that he did not have a gun in his reach. And that also after Porn Stash says to her, you know what we have to do. So obviously they're about to discuss the cover-up that has to take place since they just out here shooting fucking people for no reason like it's target practice. Ugh, don't let me get in my emotions. Anyway, so now what you gonna do, Charles? The fuck you gonna do? Because now you got the evidence that the shit wasn't right. Now what you gonna do? Mac tells Polo that it's cool, you know, about him and the mom and all of that. Okay, I believe you. You're not trying to take advantage of my mom. But let me tell you something. If my mom will leave you any money, I'm gonna find you and break every fucking bone in your body. Please believe me. Polo understands. Daddy talks to his lawyer, and the lawyer is trying to get him to take the deal, you know, and it's like, oh, here we go with that. Somebody then got to her, you know. It's like at first people be so gun-ho about it, and then after a while, oh, why don't you just settle? Why you want to go through that? They're gonna run Malik's name through the mud, and it's like, have they not already done that? You know what I'm saying? Like it's already gonna be what it's gonna be, you know what I mean? And signing a piece of paper that says I'll take this large amount of money, but I can't tell anybody that I'm taking this large amount of money because of what you did to my son, means that it goes unpunished. It means that those same cops get to stay and do the same thing to somebody else. That's the problem. That it doesn't just end when it happens one time. That it continues to happen. And sometimes these same police officers continue to have these complaints put against them and nothing ever gets done about it. It's the same thing as the criminals that keep going in jail for the same thing and keep getting out. Like, it's the same thing. Same thing as the pedophiles that y'all just moved from one church parish to another church parish instead of putting their asses in jail. It's the same thing. Because somebody does a certain job, you allow them to get away with what you would not allow normal people to get away with. Or in a system where we love to recycle people in and out of jail so we can make money off of them, that we will continue to, keep spitting them out and bringing them back in, and spitting them out and bringing them back in. Daddy tell her, I want you to crush the police department. Okay, fuck all that. Crush their asses. And that was basically how it went off, y'all. That was Rebel. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see next week's episode when she go pistol whip Dreadhead and whoever else decided they wanted to Mickey her. Like, the fuck? You out your mind, Mickey and me? Like, you crazy. Anyway, y'all. That was it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. See you in the next
one. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Touch my